What is going on, everybody, and welcome on back into Call of the Wild, where today we are doing probably my most excited video that I think I've ever done. Today we are carrying on with the Ultimate Hunting Guide series, but we are on my favorite map. We are on Silver Ridge Peaks. A beautiful map that has 9 species of animal that I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys in one cut, so you know that I know what I'm talking about. So we have the Plains Bison, the Rocky Mountain Elk, and then also the Black Bear. Following that, we have the Mule Deer, the Bighorn Sheep. We also have the Mountain Goats and Mountain Lions. Then we have the Pronghorn, and finally, we have the Turkey. Yes, I did manage to say them all without even having to check my notes. So that's how you guys know that I spend a lot of time hunting on this reserve. And let me tell you, it's a really good one. I definitely recommend it, especially if you are new to the game. Now then, if you enjoy this video, please do make sure that you leave a like on it and also subscribe if you haven't already, so that you never miss another video. But we must keep ourselves to the same tradition that we've carried out so far in this series. So we are going to cover each animal individually, covering their need zone times and locations. After that, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys the locations of the outposts on this reserve, as well as telling you the guns that I run when I'm playing on this map. After that, we'll also go ahead and talk about the callers, which, as you guys know by now, I don't really use, but I do give you a bit of advice on them. However, let's go ahead and jump on in by starting off with the turkey. Now then, the turkeys can be a bit of an interesting species because they are found on so many different parts of the map. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of routes to try, and you should find some along the way. So the first route is going to be from the Plains Bison outpost here. There's a little valley that you want to go ahead and make your way up through here. And then once you get up to the top, you'll have the option to carry on going up over to the right, or you can also come down to the left. Now, I find a lot of turkeys around this area, so I definitely recommend checking that out. And after that, there are a couple of lakes that turkeys can be found at. However, I find varying levels of success depending on the time of the day, and sometimes when I spawn in, there's nothing. I come back, reset time, the exact same time, go back to the location, and they are there. However, a couple of areas that I would always recommend periodically checking are going to be the Sun Sisters Lake right over here, as well as the 2 lakes above and below the San Juan Outpost. After that, I would recommend that you come up to the top and check out the Bighorn Sheep Outpost, because that one is another really good area as well. Now then, in terms of turkey need zone time, do not fear, because you have pretty much the entire day to hunt them. They are going to be available from 5 in the morning until 9 o'clock at night, so you've got over 12 hours there of need zone time that you can go ahead and start taking them out. Next, let's go ahead and talk about these beauties right here, which are going to be the Bighorn Sheep. Now, the Bighorn Sheep can be found in a lot of different locations across the map. However, 2 areas that I have a lot of success are going to be the Swiss Valley Lake right here, just below the Bighorn Sheep Outpost, so go figure. And then if you come across the top here over towards the 2 fawns, you can often find a ton of them over on this side of the bank over here as well. Another area that can be really good for the Bighorn Sheep is between the Mountain Goat Outpost as well as the here we go. Tabagauche. Oh, I've totally butchered that, but that's okay. Between these 2 outposts here, you can find a lot of bighorn sheep making their way on through the open areas, and then also around the lake right here as well in the Dinosaur Hill region. Another couple of areas that are really good for them, the upper lake here above the San Juan Outpost, as well as around this lake in the middle of the map that has the island in the middle of it. In other words, bighorn sheep can be found in a lot of different places, so you'll probably find them through just roaming. However, those are some really good key areas for them. And then in terms of need zone time, again, you've got pretty much all day to go ahead and hunt them from 4 in the morning right round until 9 in the evening. So just take your gun, get on the hunt, and see what you come across as you're going. Next up, we are going to go ahead and we are going to discuss the Mule Deer. Then those beautiful mule deer can often be found between the San Juan Outpost and also the Climate Outpost here. You'll find a lot of them roaming around the woodland areas over there. Another really good area for them is going to be over here in the Saguache Plains, where you'll find them above the Plains Bison Outpost all through the area, similar to the turkey location that I gave you guys earlier. If you follow that same route, you should come across a lot of different species, and the mule deer are included in that list. Now then, the mule deer are the first species on this map that we we've covered so far that are going to introduce a split need zone. They're going to be available from 9 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon, and then also from 6 in the evening right round until midnight. The next animal that we're going to move on to is going to be the mountain goat. Now, I'm at a lake right here where I often find the mountain goats. We're just outside of their need zone time right now. However, over in this little bay over here, you can find 20 or 30 of them all stood side by side. Usually there's a couple of 4s and maybe if you're lucky even a level 5 mixed in there. This entire area is pretty good for them. So it stems from this lake. However, if you follow this track all the way down here towards the lone island, you'll find a ton of mountain goats over here, but also in the valley just next to it as well. Other areas that are really good for the mountain goats are going to be up here at the Two Fawns Lake. You can find a lot of them over on the side over here. As you can see, we spotted one a little bit earlier just up there. Another good spot for them is going to be these two lakes over here, and the way that I remember them is that this one looks kind of like a love heart. Now then, the mountain goats are going to be available from 5 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon. They are also around from 4 in the evening until 9 o'clock at night as well. Following on from the mountain goat, let's go ahead and talk about the other mountain species, which is going to be the mountain lion. Now then, the way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to start at the top and work my way down. The mountain lions can be found at both the beautiful Swiss Valley Lake as well as the Two Fawns Lake up at the top. They can also be found at the upper left-hand lake over to the side here, and then they can also be found roaming along this left-hand side as far as the Climber Outpost. Following on from that, you'll find a lot of them over here in the Dinosaur Hill region as well. They can also be spotted between the Sun Sisters and also the Lone Island area as well, so make sure that you go ahead and check those out. That's the reason I have the tent up there. And then in the lower region of the map, you come over here to the left-hand side, and this lower lake over here can be a really good hotspot for them as well. Now then, you may have seen there that a lot of the drink zone times are from 6:30 until around 8:30. However, the actual need zone time does start at midnight, so you have from midnight until 9 a.m. for the mountain lions, and then you also have an evening need zone time as well that goes from 5 p.m. until midnight. Next up, we're moving on to one of the more fun species to hunt on this map, which are going to be the plains bison. Now then, the plains bison, the easiest way that I remember them is that they will often be in this right-hand side of the map. So anywhere in the plains region, it's where you'll find the plains bison. So that's a really good rule of thumb for trying to remember where on the map you'll find them. There's no specific need zone that I'm going to give you guys for this one. Obviously, I would advise that you go ahead and check the water sources at their drink zone times. And the times that you're going to want to be looking for them are going to be from 3 until 11 a.m. and then also from 4 in the afternoon until 8 o'clock in the evening. So you've got a decent amount of time there to hunt them. The next animal that we're going to go ahead and cover is going to be the pronghorn. Now, these are an absolutely amazing species, and if you use the M1 on them, you can take out 4 or 5 of them in a group, and they will just fold after one bullet as long as you hit a decent shot. Now then, the main areas that I tend to recommend to people to focus on for those is going to be between these two lakes right here by the Plains Bison Outpost, as well as this lake over here at the Wild Turkey Outpost. I find a ton of them around here, and also in the connecting areas between. Often when they're traveling, you'll see them going between them areas right there. However, this sort of triangle right here tends to be a real big pull for them, and I find them all over the place. Now then, the pronghorns can be found pretty much all day. They have one need zone from 5 in the morning until 7 in the evening, and then their next need zone picks up at 8 o'clock, and it runs right through until 10 p.m. Now then, moving on to the black bear, which can be found at the lower parts of this area of the map as well. However, they can also be found, and I have a really good hotspot for you guys, on the opposite side of the lake to the outpost for them, okay? So if you come over to this bank over here at around 5 p.m., you will often find the entire side of the river is just full of black bears drinking. Also, the black bears do have a presence on the far left-hand side of the map by the San Juan outpost. And then in terms of need zone time, you have 2 options. You have from 5 in the morning until 12 midday, but then you also have from 3 in the afternoon until 9 at night also. And then finally coming on to one of the most beautiful species, in my opinion, the Rocky Mountain Elk. Now then, the Rocky Mountain Elk will also have a lot of presence in the plains region, similar to the plains bison. However, in addition to that, the Rocky Mountain Elk do also go a little further afield. They have been known to roam in a similar region to the bears on the left-hand side between the San Juan region, between the San Juan Outpost and also the Climber Outpost. And then also a really good lake for them, again, is going to be the Lone Island Lake right here with that little island in the middle. Now then, the Rocky Mountain Elk are going back to the first animals, keeping it simple with a need zone time. They are going to be available from 4 in the morning until 10 at night, right the way around the clock through the day. So there we have it. We have covered the 9 species of animal on the map. All that we have left to do is first off go ahead and show you guys where all of the outpost locations are. So feel free to go ahead and pause the video so that you can see those. And then we will also cover the guns that I run when I'm playing on SRP. Now then, the map only has a class 1 in the turkeys, and then it jumps right up to a class 4, so I don't have the 243 or the Solicon on SRP. I quite simply just run the 22LR, the M1, and then also the 300, and that does a great job at taking out everything that I come across while hunting on SRP. And then again, as I have mentioned in the last couple of videos, I don't run callers when I'm hunting. It doesn't suit my style of play. However, if you guys do want to run them, then what I advise you doing is go ahead and having a look in the store over on the lures. If you hover over them, it tells you, as you can see below the quick access area, it tells you the affected species by the caller. So if you're going after an animal in particular, hover over the caller that you think might be compatible and see if that animal is listed there. And there we have it. Your Silver Ridge Peaks Ultimate Guide is complete. Guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do make sure that you go ahead and leave a like on the video, and also smash that subscribe button if you are new around here, and I will see you all in the next video, where we will be doing our final Reserve Ultimate Hunting Guide. We'll be covering New Zealand. Now, it's been a while since I've made a video on New Zealand, so I'm looking forward to that one as well, and I hope that you guys are too. But until then, I will see you in the next video. Enjoy the hunt out there. Thank you for watching. Peace.